Hi there, this is Shrikant Dasari. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about the most primitive data types in JavaScript. So let me launch the IDE. So as we all know that we are using Visual Web Developer 2005 Express Edition as our IDE here. So already I have created a project under the name JS types. Okay, so I'm just opening it, which contains nothing but a plain HTML5 template with an H1 and H2 tags, and just for the purpose of the beauty, I have had changed some settings here like background color and heading and all and so on and so forth. So if you're on this page in the Chrome web browser, so nothing exciting happens here. Just we have a green background, line background. So let's have a heading H1 tag here. Okay. So also I have wrapped the script tag inside H2 tags here, so that whatever we get display on the browser looks in the form of H2 heading here. Okay, so it views in a larger font. Okay, so here we have also have types.js JavaScript file which I have created and linked using the source attribute in our script tag here. Okay, so let's go to our types.js file. Okay, so primitive data types in JavaScript. Okay, so there are 5 types of primitive data types in JavaScript. So the first one is numerical. Okay, so numerical, and the second one is string data type, and the third one is Boolean, and the fourth one is null, and the fifth one is undefined. Okay, so these 5 are considered as primitive data types or basic data types in JavaScript. Okay, so rest of all, whatever you create using these primitive data types come under derived data types or objects. Okay, so first let us look into primitive data types here. So how to take a primitive data types and use them in our programming language. Okay, so first let us look into numerical. Okay, so JavaScript is a weakly typed programming language. Okay, so what is weakly typed programming language? That means that as in other programming languages like C, C++, and Java, and so on and so forth, you specifically mention the type of data before declaring a variable here. Okay, so that is not done in JavaScript. Okay, so in JavaScript, if you want to have a numerical type of data, you have to do something like this. Let's take a variable. So where my int is equal to 1. Okay, so here we don't have specific data types like int, double, char, string, etc. Okay, so by declaring a variable and assigning a value, integer value to it, okay, the JavaScript engine decides this is of type numerical here. Okay, so in this way, the JavaScript engine or the browser understands that the user is supplying a variable of type numerical here. Okay, so in the same way, you can have decimal values into a numerical data type also. So let's say, so my decimal is equal to 1.23, some decimal value here. Okay, so there is, as said earlier, there is no specific data type for holding the decimal values. So the numerical data type also holds the values with precisions. Okay, the numerical values with floating point precisions. And if you assign a value, the decimal value to a variable, automatically the JavaScript engine decides that this is of decimal value. This is of type numerical with the decimal value assigned to it. Okay, so let's print these two values in our browser here, document.writeln, using the document.writeln method. Okay, so let's say my int is equal to, using the concatenation operator here. Okay, so this is not new to us. In the plus symbol is used to concatenate the string and the value literal here. Okay, so in the same way, let's have another document.writeln statement to print our decimal value. So my decimal is equal to my decimal here. Okay, so let's have so br tag, so that it gets displayed nicely. So let's view this small piece of JavaScript code in our browser here by running the click button here. Okay, so here we have the values of my int is equal to 1 and my decimal is equal to 1.23. Okay, so in the same way we have a string data type in JavaScript here. Okay, so string, let's see how to declare a string string type here. Okay, so let's take another variable here where my name is equal to Srikanth Dasari. Okay, so if you observe here, we have taken a variable called my name and we have assigned some value to it, which is also my name, Srikanth Dasari. So if you observe here, the only difference between declaring an int and of type value of type numerical and string is the string should always be wrapped in quotations here, double quotes here. Okay, so by this the JavaScript engine understands that you have a string of type of data type string here. Okay, so in the same way you need not always use double quotes to wrap your string. You can also use single quotes also. So let's take another variable here where my name is equal to, let's say again Srikanth Dasari. Okay, so if you observe here, it's perfectly valid in JavaScript to wrap the string in single quotes also. Okay, it's not only the double quotes, you can also use the single quotes. So let's make use of this document.writeElement statement once again a couple of times. So let's change the variable name here to my string, sorry, my name. Okay, also here my name 2. Okay, so let's change the letter also, my name and my name 2, and add a couple of the br tags are already added here. Okay, so now if you go to your web browser and just reload your page, so you get the my name only. Okay, so why? Because you're not getting, so here we have forgot to change the variable name to my name here. Okay, so previously we have given both the things as to my name only. Okay, so now I have changed. If you go to your web browser and reload your page, so you get to both the strings gets displayed here. Okay, so there is no difference according to the convenience of the programmer. He can use you can wrap the string in double quotes or single quotes, whatever. Also you can have a combination of both the double quotes and single quotes. So you can use a single quote inside a double quote here. Okay, so let's see another example for that. My name 3, or else let's just say name is equal to hi there, sorry, some stupid silly string here. Okay, let's have a document.writeElement statement once again. This time the variable name is name. Okay, so you can just say name here. So go back to your Chrome and you reload your page, so you get here. Okay, so here you had the combination of having the both double quotes and single quotes inside. You have a single quotes inside a double quotes. In the same way you can have let's take another variable name 2, or else let's piece some meaningful names here. Let's say string 1. Okay, so also change here string 1. Okay, just to be some meaningful names, string 1. So let's say it as string 2. Okay, so also you can have a single double quotes inside a single quotes also. Again you can have hi there, and you can have a combination of my name here inside this. You can have another name and you can wrap that. Okay, so also you can say something like this, like a double quotes inside a single quotes. You're always welcome according to the convenience or the requirement in the program. So whatever you want you can say. Again I'm just pasted the document.writeElement statement here. Just change both string 1 and string 2. Go back to your Chrome and just reload your page, so you get both of them here. Okay, So according to your convenience, you can use whatever you wanted. So that is the basic type string. So let's move to Boolean type here. Okay, let's have another comment here. Let's say Boolean. Okay, so Boolean holds only two values, which is either true or false. Okay, so let's take a variable here, val1 is equal to true. Okay, so val1 is equal to true, and let's say val2 is equal to false. Okay, so let's take our couple of times document.writeLn statement couple of times here. So we use the Boolean data type whenever it's necessary in conditional statements. If you want to jump to another condition, depending upon the requirement and the program, so we intend to use the Boolean values here. Okay, so whenever you are using a Boolean value, it holds two values. One is true or false here. Okay, so depending on, if true, the value yielded is 1. Okay, if the condition is true, that means the value stored is 1. Or else you can say it as on. So if it's false, the value it holds is 0, or else you can say it as off here. Okay, so if you go to your Chrome browser and if you just reload your page, so you get val1 as true and val2 as false here. Okay, so in the same way we have a null and undefined. Okay, so these two data types are very specific. Okay, so they don't intend to have any value here. Okay, so first let us look at undefined first. Okay, so if you take a variable like so where and if you say something like this, say string. Okay, so nothing, just you have taken a variable here and you didn't set any value into this variable here. Okay, so here what happens is this is automatically turns into undefined. Okay, so if you see using this document.writeLn statement here, if you say string, so if you want to check what is the value stored into it, so you get, if you go back to your Chrome, and reload your page. Okay, so you observe here the output is undefined here. Okay, so that is because so basically whenever you declare a variable and if you don't set any value to it, it turns out to be undefined. Okay, so in that way the type which is by default set to a variable or a data type or variable taken is undefined here. Okay, so that's the reason it yielded here the string as undefined. Okay, so the null is quite a bit different. Okay, so if you take the same variable here and if you set it to null, okay, so again if you make use of this document.writeLn statement, so now if you see go back to your Chrome and reload your page, so you get null here. Okay, so this is null is entirely different from undefined. Okay, so null is that you have set the variable with an empty value here. Okay, so previously the variable is not set and it is undefined, so that's the reason. So if you go back to your browser and see, for the first instance the data type or the variable holds undefined value. Okay, it's not set. Okay, so for the next instance, so this is this nature is of JavaScript is also called as dynamic nature here. Okay, so here you are using the same variable which you have declared in the previous statement and you are assigning a different value here. Okay, so that means the previous value gets erased and the newly stored value is assigned to the same variable again here. Okay, so in that way the null means you are explicitly making the variable as empty here. Okay, so it's empty. So previously it is undefined. Okay, so these are the basic data types in JavaScript. Okay, so to summarize, so here we have studied about the 5 different basic primitive data types in JavaScript. So first one is numerical. So numerical can hold an integer or type value of type integer or combination of decimal values. Okay, So it can handle both numerical and decimal values. Okay, there is no separate data type for decimal values in JavaScript. So numerical does both the jobs for us. Okay. So also we have a string data type which holds strings or combination of characters with spaces in between them. So if you want to take a string, you need to take a variable and you need to wrap the string content in a double quotes or single quotes according to your requirement. So apart from that, we have a Boolean data type which holds either true or false values. So null and undefined are two special primitive data types where null is explicitly says that the value of the variable taken is empty, and undefined means which is not defined is not set. Okay, so this is the basic stuff about primitive data types in JavaScript. So see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.